News. Kasama ko ngayon si Mr. Angelo Espinosilla para dito sa interview na gagawin natin. Sir, how would you define pop culture and what do you think are its most noticeable characteristics?
uh, Pop culture, no, is a short term for popular culture. Characteristics, it's evolving. No? Some people would say the culture before, is baduy, or obsolete, but eventually the pop culture right now will be called baduy, by the future generation. So in short, pop culture is dynamic, it's alive, it's ever evolving.
Can you share an example of a recent pop culture trend that caught your attention?
I think there's a lot, to name a few. Halimbawa, yung Korean style, Most of the youngsters right now would dress, like Koreans, They would dance, they would sing Korean songs. So that's one, But pop culture is not limited to music and dancing. Um, Even the social media is a popular culture. So most people, when they have thoughts, they would express it in Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So these are some of the many of the popular culture. Even food, like Korean food, samgyeopsal, coffee shops. These are becoming trends right now, which eventually will be maintained, or maybe it will die sooner for another new popular culture.
Do you think different generations have distinct perspective on pop culture? How have you observed these generational differences, if any?
Of course, there's always a generational gap or generational differences. Most people in 1990s would, like us, we would compare ourselves with the generation right now. Our pop culture way back then was playing tumbang preso, patintero, karate base, aragawan base. Maybe some of the kids right now don't even know these terms. Now, the popular culture right now is probably playing ML, Roblox, watching Skibidi Toilet, Cocomelon, and other things. So eventually, these popular things right now, soon, after 10 to 20 years, they will die, and another new popular culture will be born. And those people would again say na, ML kami ng dati, ito yung culture namin, Parang yung parents din natin, they were saying, before, nag-iiring notohan lang sinda, that was the popular culture way back then. Sasayaw sila sa barangay pag fiesta, which we think is not the culture right now. So there's a gap in every generation.
Can you share a personal experience where you felt a strong connection to a specific pop culture trend or artifact? How did this experience shape your perspective on pop culture?
I think one of my favorite pop culture are the OPM songs. Even until now, I would sing Parokya ni Edgar songs, Kamikaze, Shakol, even Glock 9. One of my favorite pop music is Glock 9 kasi it tells me about the difficulties of life, yung pang-aabuso sa mga LGBT sa Sirena, a comparison ng mga nakaupo sa gobyerno at saka mahirap sa upuan, and many other songs that probably gave me some values, and attitude. Sometimes the popular culture, or most of the time, if not all, it influences the people, absorbing them. Music, TV shows, ano yung nakikita at napapakinggan natin, isinasabuhay natin yun. So I can connect these kinds of songs, especially these OPM songs.
Do you think that pop culture can challenge societal norms and spark discussions about important issues? Could you give an example of a pop culture artifacts that has done so?
Artifacts. There are a lot of things, Some, one of the most famous pop culture way back then, if I'm not mistaken, the Starry Night of Vincent van Gogh. His paintings were ignored during his time, but when they realized he was suffering, no, in depression, if I'm not mistaken, his paintings were accepted, and people, no, accepted the notion that depression is a real thing. Right now, uh, 2 years ago, no, during the election, or 1 year ago, a song, no, changes the entire country. No? Yung pag kinanta mo yung Rosas ni Lenny Robredo, it hits differently. So that's how powerful a culture is. And many other, no, artifacts. Halimbawa, sa popular culture natin, type of leadership dito sa Naga, na yung kay Robredo, parang pag sinabi mong Jesse Robredo, it has already a certain branding. So these are, no, some effects of the popular culture we have right now.
Thank you sir sa pagpapaunlak sa aming kaunting katanungan.
Walang
Tungkol
problema
sa
mga
pop culture.
Tigers.
In your opinion, does pop culture reflect societal values or does it shape them? How?
So for me, I think that our societal values have been reflected to our pop culture. Kasi for me naman, kung ano yung nangyayari sa society natin, it mostly because of our culture. And hindi lang culture sa Philippines, kundi all over the world. Mostly, ang society natin ngayon, especially the Gen Z, are more naapektuhan ng mga K-pop. They are more, what do I say? They are more, kumbaga, nakadepende ang kanilang sa maging sa pananamit, maging sa pagkain and business and all, maging sa how they act, mostly nakadepende sa kung ano nakikita nila, especially sa K-pop. 'Di ba? Mostly ang mga girls more on BTS, Blackpink, ganyan. So for me, I think nasi-shape ang societal values natin dahil sa mga culture na nakakaapekto sa atin sa iba't ibang mundo. Yun lang.
Thank you, Miss.
Can you share personal experience where you felt a strong connection to a specific pop culture trend or artifact? How does this experience shape your perspective on pop culture?
Personal experience ko po sa pop culture is kung katong for example po si kay Taylor Swift, like ko po siya bistado kadto, then garo in this generation po, garo mas nabistado ko si Taylor Swift, and noon po kadto, mas na-intriga po ako mag-downloading mga kanta niya, and nasunan ko po si mga kanta niya.
Okay, cut. Thank you.
Paano mo tutukuyin ang pop culture at ano ang sa palagay mo ang pinakakapansing-pansing mga katangian nito?
Sa pop culture kasi, pwede natin tong ma-adapt kahit nakikita lang natin siya. Minsan, sa pakikisama sa ibang tao, mas nagkakaroon tayo ng iba't ibang klase ng experience about culture nila na pwede nating aralin at pwedeng hanggang sa paglipas ng panahon is mauuha pa rin natin siya at alam pa rin natin kung ano yung kultura nila.
Maaari ka bang maging isang halimbawa ng isang kamakailang trend ng pop culture na nakakuha sa iyong pansin?
Maraming kasing pop culture na nag-trend ngayong mga nakaraang taon. This year din, meron din mga pop culture na nagsilitawan, mga bago. Tulad na lamang ng mga musika, mga sayaw na na-adapt din natin sa iba't ibang mga bansa tulad ng Korea, tulad ng Blackpink na kinahiligan din ng mga tao para ma-adapt yung tugtog nila kahit na hindi maintindihan, hindi nila alam yung lyrics, pero sinasayaw at kinakanta pa rin nila. Yun lang.
How would you define pop culture, and what do you think are its most noticeable characteristics?
Pop culture is the cultural activities, perceptions, and beliefs of our society and of the masses. And one of the noticeable characteristics of pop culture is how we express ourselves in a way of art, like paintings, dancing, and like that. And I believe that if we could have I believe that we can have an amazing world where negativity could grow and foster po. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you think different generations have distinct perspective on pop culture? How you have observed those generation different in any? If you-
For me po, marami pong differences ang iba't ibang generation kasi iba-iba din po yung nararanasan natin, and also po iba't ibang pangyayari din po yung na-experience natin sa pagbago ng culture po, and depende po sa mga kabataan. Thank you.
Thank you po.